Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Nerd Today podcast. I'm your host, your doctor recommended dose of nerdiness, aka your Nerd Today. Welcome. I hope you're well. We have another game review for the Nerd Today podcast for your eye and ear holes. I don't know why I keep saying that every review, but it is what it is. So before we kick off, and again, you can see the title, we're going to talk about some chaos. We want to give a shout out to some of my Patreons. That's right. You can support me, throw a couple bucks my way. Even $1 helps over at patreon.com/nerdtoday. The link is below of both audio and video. Like these fine folks over here. Hopefully awesome. Matt and Maggie, love you guys so much. Listen or watch Going Back to Smallville if you're a big Superman fan. Really good podcast. Very funny. Makes me crack up. Jeff Felsher, brother from another mother. Again, dude, I keep forgetting. You gotta remind me, man. I'm an idiot. You know how stupid I am. Please, I got that PS4 ready for you, bro. Sister from another Mr. Susan. Can't wait to see you soon. Respass, my partner in crime, over at apronworkpodcast.com for the audio, and then youtube.com and search Apronwork Podcast. If you want to watch us, we are the best wrestling podcast in Philadelphia. Do not look up those metrics. And Brandon, thank you so much, everyone, for supporting me. But without further ado, let's get to the review of Strangers in Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins. Strangers in Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins. Developed by Koei Tecmo's Team Ninja and published by Square Enix. I played it on my PlayStation 5 digital. Thank you, Susan. Story. Stranger in Paradise is set in a dark fantasy interpretation of the setting for the original Final Fantasy game. The main character is Jack, a man consumed by the need to destroy chaos. Jack is accompanied by other companions including newcomers Ash, Jed, and later Neon and Sophia. So it's going to be a little difficult to not talk about the spoiler parts that are kind of the best parts of Stranger in Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. So this is going to be kind of the meaty section and as well super spoilers. And if you like what you're listening to when it comes to kind of Final Fantasy stuff that I'm talking, maybe down the line very soon there might be a new podcast about Final Fantasy from your boy and some of his friends. Just saying. But for the spoiler section, final warning. Kicking off now. So obviously, from all the marketing material mentioned a bit ago, the game is a dark version of the events of Final Fantasy 1, and then some. As you progress through the game as Jack, you and your party will go through a slight variation of the classic Final Fantasy 1 story, although a bit askew. You'll come across similar locales from different Final Fantasy games, like the Crystal Shrine from Final Fantasy 3, Mount Gulag from Final Fantasy 8, or Insomnia's Citadel from Final Fantasy 15. Shout out to Final Fantasy 15. Really good game, by the way. All with different names. But these are dimensions Jack and company are traveling to, all while slowly unraveling Jack and company's memories and trying to become the fabled warriors of light. As the game progresses, you start defeating the fiends. You start to realize that you are doing more harm than good. The citizens of the kingdom and the king themselves turn on you. Your only ally is Princess Sarah, but it all culminates in her death at the hands of monsters attacking the city. But if Princess Sarah dies, this can't be the origins of Final Fantasy, right? It can't be true. That is true, because Jack is the villain Garland of the original Final Fantasy. He was sent to keep the world intact by his handlers alongside his party members. His desire to fight and kill chaos is because he wants to break the cycle that the kingdom is in. After breaking the cycle, finally, and transporting himself 1,000 years before the events of the game you just played, Jack sits upon his throne, surrounded by his party members as they reveal they are the fiends you fought earlier in the game and that you fight in Final Fantasy 1. As they plan the events that will lead to Garland stealing Princess Sarah and kicking off Final Fantasy 1. When I tell you that this was the selling point of the game, that this had an incredible crazy ending that actually really does tie in, I'm telling you right now, it is the thing. It's worth it. It's worth playing this game if you're a Final Fantasy fan, just to get to this and see the craziness that is. Now, with all this being said, I've only played the base game. I will say that. I've not yet played the DLC. But yeah, man, the base game in general is pretty fun. But we'll get to that in a moment. Now, quickly with some negative things. So, while the game's story does come together at the end, it is clunky, often hilarious mess of a story. If you have seen any coverage of this game, you've seen the memes or the clips of Jack randomly playing Limp Bizkit while traveling to a castle and not talking to his party. Also, I guess Limp Bizkit is now canon to the Final Fantasy universe. A young Carlos playing Final Fantasy VIII and listening to them is very happy to think of this. Now, when it comes to gameplay, the game is very Souls-like from my brief experience with that genre, but with the ability to change the difficulty on the fly, which is a great thing for me being a novice in that field of gaming and only wanting to experience the story. Shout out to baby ass baby mode. Alongside the Souls-like gameplay, you have access to the job system and you can switch between two jobs on the fly with Jack. I found the system to be the crux of what made my time with Strangers in Paradise so enjoyable. The loop of clearing the classic level while leveling up your current job kept me coming back instead of the story itself, till it all came together at the end, obviously. And that's it. That's our review of Strangers in Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. I mean, I'm telling you, I played this last year. I had a great time with it. Again, I haven't played the DLC yet. That's because my homie hasn't bought them. That's fine. It's cool. I'm just saying. I'm not pressuring him. He's probably not listening to this anyway. It's fine. No pressure. He's got a family he's got to take care of. All right. But yeah, I really enjoyed this game. I really, really enjoyed it. I was really shocked. I wish that the story wasn't a jumbled mess leading to this incredible, brilliant ending. If that was a little stronger in like at least the middle or the earlier, series, and actually earlier in the game, pardon me, Jack is again a meme at this point, talking about chaos and playing Limp Bizkit on his cell phone that he happens to have. I think there would have been something really, really great there. That would have took it to like a 4 out of 5 on the Nerdy Day scale, but I think 3 is good. I think it's really good. Again, the gameplay loop for having the difficulty be able to go down, for me at least, was really good. It really helped a lot. It didn't feel like I was trogging through. I was like, oh damn, I'm actually having fun. And then you can raise it up at any time, which is really nice. I would like to know what other people think about this, and maybe this happens to be the game that launches 1,000 ships for me, podcast wise. Look out on your feeds and look at my Twitter handle. You never know when that news is coming. Anyway, till some news maybe breaks down the line about a Final Fantasy podcast I'm starting. My name is Carlos Rodriguez, your doctor recommended dose of nerdiness. Thank you for, choosing me for all your podcasts and audio needs. Again, if you want to support me, if you're listening, go over to youtube.com/nerdtoday and click subscribe. Link down below. If you're watching, go over to your favorite podcast service. You can click the link down below for the audio version and pick whatever one you love the most. Subscribe, follow, do all that jazz. 5 stars it. And, if you have a couple bucks to y'all, like even $1 helps so much. You can throw me a buck over at patreon.com/nerdday. Again, link down below for audio and video. And until next time, love you all. Thank you for, rocking with me.